Hi friends, welcome to Lawyer Up. I'm your host John Ting. Today we're going to talk about the unemployment numbers. We're going to take a closer look at them, what it actually means. And we're also going to explain about the Lost Wages Assistance Program through FEMA that's feeding into the state for your unemployment check. Hi friends, if you enjoyed our episode so far, please hit subscribe below if you haven't already. Smash the like button and go ahead and leave a comment. Now on to the show. Hi, friends. So you may recall that President Trump signed a few executive orders about 2 or 3 weeks ago stating that the federal government is going to fund at least $300 to the states for the purpose of your unemployment check, and that the other 25% will be funded by the state, your state itself. Now, there is still an application process, and at least 46 states have been approved so far, and the list of them are in the description box below, and there's a website to the actual list from FEMA. Now, there's hidden controversy, and I say hidden in some way because the mechanics of this executive order is not well explained by the media. And so the money that the state wants to help fund the 25% can be exhausted very quickly. And we'll go into the different triggers of when the money will be stopped by the federal government. But first, in terms of the politics, House Democrats passed the HEROES Act in May of 2020. So that's at least 4 months ago. The Senate Republicans have not passed their own version. So there's still a lot of back and forth for the past 5 months. And we're hoping that this week, right after Labor Day, that they have some plan together, because the White House says that they want to provide a second stimulus check. They all say they want to do something, but until there's actual ink on the paper, it hasn't happened yet, right? So everyone's anxious, especially ever since the $600 unemployment check per week ended in late July. The Senate Republicans don't want to fund states a significant amount, unlike the House Democrats. And this money for the states is really to help fund the unemployment benefits. So that's why there's a stalemate. Now, I'm sure there's other things that we don't see in the public eye, but I wanted to share that information. So that's what you can look forward to this week, post Labor Day. Hopefully, they'll get something done after the recess. Now, let's take a closer look at the unemployment numbers. Now, you might wonder if these unemployment checks will be applied retroactively, so meaning August 1st, since it's already been a month and there has been no action. And so the states have said that it will be applied retroactively, but the next question is, when are you actually going to receive that check in the mail? Because that's the million-dollar question, right? And it really depends on a state, because they each have their own system. And the state is the one that has to send it out to you, issue out the check to you. So stay tuned and also check out your state's unemployment website. So earlier I mentioned about the concern on different triggers of when the money through FEMA is going to be exhausted. And so there's at least 4 different conditions of when it could be exhausted. And the first one is when FEMA expends all $44 billion from their disaster relief fund, the DRF. And number 2 is when the DRF fund reaches a balance of $25 billion. And the third, which is we're still waiting on, is the enactment of any future legislation that would essentially supersede any of these unemployment benefits. And number 4 is that the program itself ends on December 27th, 2020. So we're only about four months out. Now I'm going to pop up a chart here to show you the numbers on employment from last year, August 2019, and August 2020. So I'm sharing this chart specifically on this episode because, as you can tell, there has been no payments, no checks, no stimulus check, no unemployment benefit in the month of August. And I think it's because Senate Republicans wanted to wait at least a month to get a feel of how devastating it will really be for the economy if there's no money pumped back into your hands. So August 2019, unemployment rate total was 3.7 million. In this month, August 2020, unemployment rate is 8.4 million. And so that's obviously a significant jump. Now, without looking at the numbers, I think you can probably know who are the people who are most affected, and those are hourly workers, those who have may not have a college degree. And so, to look closer at that, the people over the age of 25 that have less than a high school diploma from last year, this time was 5.4 million unemployed, and now that's more than double to 12.6 million unemployed in this August 2020. Um, and so they could be people who are parents that have children who can't go to daycare or are forced to go to daycare. And so that's why this whole predicament of really waiting for some kind of stimulus check or unemployment benefit um, is necessary while having this propped up rent moratorium, or the rent moratorium, and also the eviction moratorium issued by the CDC last week. And so we'll see if it will actually work for the people. I hope it does. But the way it's done, it seems a bit shady. So I want to show you a chart that shows a duration of unemployment. And so the key row here shows 15 to 26 weeks. So more or less, that's about 4 to 6 to 7 months worth of time of not being employed. From last year, August 2019, it's 831,000 were unemployed during that time. So there's now a significant jump to this year, August 2020, that there's 6.5 million people who are unemployed for 4 to 6 to 7 months. Okay, so that's very concerning. That President Trump and the White House have said that they try to downplay the concern that people are getting back to work. Yes, some businesses are hiring people, but that's not an additional from earlier this year, right? Pre-February to the 2020. This is just recuperating the people who already lost their jobs. So that's a key stat that, of course, the media doesn't show you specifically. So we're happy to show that to you. We'll provide the website and a link below. Now, friends, I do have to explain that and try to debunk anything that, of course, whoever the current president is. And of course, right now it's President Trump. And there's been some moments that he tries to blame the past president, number 44. And he says that, he blames President Obama. Well, I don't agree with everything President Obama did, but in terms of unemployment numbers, President Obama did have high numbers around over the 9.0 threshold, 9 million unemployed. But that was in 2008, 2009, right after the housing crisis. But ever since then, every year that President Obama was in office, it slowly went down. So it slowly went down all the way to 4.9 million unemployed in 2016. 9.6 to a 4.9 million unemployed. I would say that's pretty significant. President Trump cannot say that he took over a bad situation, because if you look at the chart here, and I'll show you on the screen, that again, every year that in his second term, President Obama, his unemployment numbers were trickling down. So there was no crisis in the second term in terms of the economy for President Obama. Now, the pandemic right now, we can't blame any single person, right? We don't want to, right? But leaders are supposed to, or are in position to help alleviate any concerns about a health crisis. Unfortunately, in localities like the governors, for example, or on a county level or city level, they've enacted some measures to help push the curve down, right, in terms of the number of people being infected. And I know there's a lot of hoopla, a lot of concern about who's actually reporting the numbers correctly. It's inaccurate, regardless. It's common sense. If you take measures to wear personal protective equipment that's actually adequate, then the numbers will go down. So please stay safe. I know it's a lot of people think it's political, but it's really just a public health concern. It's a public health crisis. It's not a political crisis. I wish that, the President Trump would have been more proactive in helping the American people instead of downplaying this pandemic. So anyway, these numbers don't lie. They can pull up, politicians can talk back and forth, okay, on the news and media, but the numbers don't lie. Hi, friends. If you enjoy the content, you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe, smash the like button, leave a comment, post a question. We want to know if you have any concerns. Let us know if you've had any difficulty in receiving your unemployment check.